So the last time I did videos of me trying different foods, I made a promise in one of them. And that promise was to try this when I was home alone. For those of you who did not see the other video, the reason why I wanted to do it when I was alone is because my brother Todd is an alcoholic, recovered alcoholic. He is not currently drinking. Hopefully that will remain the same for the rest of his life, you know. So we hope it's a long thing, and you know how it is when you have an if you are an addict or you have an addict in the family. So I don't drink in front of him out of respect for him, and it was a matter of also wanting to be able to dump this down the sink if I don't like it. Yes, I've never had Manischewitz, and the story of this is my mom's had it, yeah, and she bought it with the intention of her and I drinking it, but then Todd came home, you know, and it was like, okay, Jamie, you need to hide this somewhere. And in the ensuing years, Mom totally forgot about it, and so did I, until I was cleaning my closet and found it. So, excuse me, I'm sorry. And I could go into a big long detail about my family history on my mom's side. Um, there's a whole lot of story there of basically hiding who they really were in order to escape inbred morons. There are, things that my mom remembers, like family members going down into the basement to light Sabbath candles, you know. So, yeah, and so I was not raised, but I wear this in honor of my great grandparents who could not be who they truly were, you know. And I can remember my grandma Pavlik telling me stories about Esther and stuff, and then I was really surprised when, talking to Christians, they didn't know who the heck Esther was. And it's like, how could you not know Esther? She was freaking amazing. Um, so yeah, I could go into big long detail, but I'm not going to. My mom does tell this story about this family that her father knew. I think their names were the Eckers, and they lived somewhere in Chicago. And every year up until Mom turned 13, they would go to their house for Passover dinner, and Mom remembers that any time that they needed money, they were calling her father. I kind of wish I could, because I know that they had children. Mom remembers them having a son and a daughter. And sorry, my back itches. And I kind of wish that there was a way for me to find this family for no other reason than to see if they have pictures anywhere of my grandfather. Because I never knew my grandpa Pavlik. He died in 1971, and I was born in 1976. He was a heavy pipe smoker, and he died of emphysema. So, yeah. Uh, it's just, both the Pavliks and the Voitkos changed their names at least 4 different times that we know of, perhaps more. And with the Pavliks, their names were changed against their will at Ellis Island with just a misspelling. It was originally spelled Pavik, and the dude at Ellis Island put a C in there before the K. But yeah, who knows what our original family names were? They could have been something else. So yeah, long story short, I've never had Manischewitz. And I've heard things, and you consider that this bottle is actually quite old. It's been aging in my closet for a while. Hi, Molly. That should just add a little something. I've been talking a lot mainly because I'm nervous. At the very least, I know there's nothing in here that I'm allergic to. It smells like grape vinegar. See, this is why I prefer beer. All wines, to me, taste like vinegar. I have yet to taste a wine that tastes, people talk about, oh, it's got notes of chocolate and you can taste the hint of old aged oak in it. And it's like, yeah, tastes like vinegar to me. Are you supposed to allow Manischewitz to breathe like with the fancy wines? I say fancy wine. I'm talking about like the really expensive stuff. Because you always see them in those movies. We must allow it to breathe, darling. Hey, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. Well, I did not entirely right because this is not a wine glass. That's one of my mom's coffee cups. Somebody's riding a really noisy motor scooter out there. There's bubbles in this. Is there supposed to be bubbles in it? Okay, I know what you're thinking. Stop stalling and drink the damn wine. It tastes like vinegar! I don't even taste the sweetness everybody says. People say that this stuff is really sweet. All right. Now, granted, again, this has been in my closet for at the maximum 12 years, perhaps more. Actually, I don't know. There's no date on the bottle. I've looked. I've tried to look to see if they had any sort of date on the bottle to say when it was bottled. It tastes like grape vinegar. And ladies and gentlemen, I am a lightweight. I am already drunk. I am pouring the rest out in the sink. I'm just trying to make a good show of it. You know, the more I drink, the less vinegar I taste, and the more I taste grape. And it's becoming kind of a Bernie grape juice. Somebody's gonna get so offended, and they don't realize the truth. You know, this is just me, honestly, trying to give this the old college try. This video is already way too freaking long because I've just been blabbling, blabbity blabbity blab 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 blab. The other question is, after I dump this down the sink, what the heck do I do with the empty bottle? Because I can't exactly put it in the recycling.